Eliane, and today I'll talk about how you can make walking foot curves. These are curves that you're sewing on your machine to add a really nice quilting texture using your walking foot. I am using a walking foot function that's built into my machine, but if you don't have that, make sure you have your walking foot on your machine. I'm also using some quilting thread that's cotton, and I've set my stitch length to a 3. That's what I like to use when I'm quilting. You'll also notice I'm wearing gloves. These are machine quilting gloves. They have little rubber pieces on them, which really help me to grip my quilt, making it easier as I'm moving through those curves. The first thing that I've done is I've marked a grid on my piece that I'm going to quilt. My squares are 3 inches wide and 3 inches long. They're squares. And I've already marked them, and I've actually sewn them down. This type of quilting uses your grid already marked down, making it a lot easier to sew the curves. My walking foot function foot has a 1/2 inch width from the end of my needle to the end of the foot. I'm going to use this as my guide for sewing my curves, so I'm not going to do any marking on the rest of this quilt. I'm going to start my quilt curves right on a point or on the edge of my quilt if that's where I'm starting. What I'm going to want to do is go from one point to the other, but add a gentle curve within it. Right around the middle of my piece is where I want to hit the widest spot. For me, that's going to be 1/2 inch or the edge of my foot. So I'm going to start by sewing that gentle curve. Right around the middle, you'll see that I'm at right about that 1/2 inch mark. When I reach the corner, I'm going to keep going in a gentle motion, this time on the other side of my line. Again, once I reach right about the middle, should be right about 1/2 inch away from my line, and I'm going to start curving it back in. You want to continue in this sort of serpentine motion all the way across your quilt top. So once I've done one line of stitching, I'm going to go back and do the other side to really finish off that beautiful walking foot curve. Every time I'm trying to hit that center spot and being the widest point away, that's what's going to make that beautiful curve on both sides look really nice and even. If you don't feel super comfortable just eyeballing it, you can always use a hair marker to make a line, or you can always use a water-soluble marker or a chalk pencil as well. Just gives you that guiding point to be able to hit it every time. Once you've done all of the lines all the way across this way, we're also going to want to do them the other side. I'll show you what that'll look like. You'll see that my hands are moving as I'm moving. They're helping to guide. I'm not pushing or pulling though. I really want the walking foot to do its job, but I'm helping to gently guide. At any point, feel free to stop and reposition your hands so they're always in a good spot. As I near this corner, I really want to make sure that I'm hitting it properly. That's what's going to make all of the lines look really beautiful once they're finished. And again, we're going to go on the other side. look at that intersection. Curves using your walking foot. It's a really fun technique to try.